Because China controls roughly 60 to 70% of the world's tradable silver supply.
China has this massive edge on rare earth minerals.
Venezuela sits on 161 metric tons of gold. That's more than any other country in Latin America.
Just like that, nothing is as it seems. We're talking gold, silver, oil, war, big picture of why, and why are you getting wiped out? Controlling Venezuela, I could give you 100 whys. Also, congratulations to the hardline socialist dictator. Well, not the last one, the new one. No, I'm not currently talking about who they voted in for New York. We'll reap what you sow soon enough. When it comes to power and control, people will use things. It's kind of like in marriage. You do one thing in hopes for another thing, and then it all comes up empty-handed. Pardon the pun. The world is a gigantic chessboard. And when it came to Venezuela, that was actually a big piece. There is no way that Trump is going to let China or Russia come in through his back door. It's not even their birthday. China is using silver as an economic weapon. That's kind of what we do with the dollar. And the people are like, enough is enough. We're not allowing them to control it. So now it's about, well, it's quite a bit less. I should actually talk about dollar. I'm talking about silver. I'm talking about gold. And, oh, by the way, if you understand fib, you'll know why silver retraced. If you understand a cup and handle, you'll know why silver retraced. Well, what that means for investors and prices, China is currently controlling 70% of silver. And we need it. Well, actually, you need it. Make sure. Okay, click subscribe. Check to see if you've been unsubscribed. I'm going to give you the same principles over the last 8 years that I've been preaching for 55 years. Own gold, own silver, own Bitcoin, trade equities. Feel free to trade Bitcoin. The tough one, you're going to need to know patterns. Don't think you could just swing trade that. China controls 70%. What needs silver? Well, just about everything. You got AI, you got solar panels. Oh, and guess what Venezuela has? That would be silver. No, people say, "Oh, we went into Venezuela because of the drugs." It's a little bit. Reality: Venezuela sits on 1 trillion unmined natural resources. What is buried in them mountains? You got silver, gold, other precious metals required to run the U.S. military and the green energy grid and just about everything. So in regards to chess, it was a good move. One of the largest oil reserves, the massive gold endowment. And if you guys are into iron, one of the massive, in our hemisphere, one of the largest iron ore deposits. So have nickel. Also, feel free to save in this stuff. I'm just saying, do not save in the dollar. Save in gold, in nickel, in silver, in natural gas. That was a joke. I always pause at fart jokes. Also, in regards to gold, copper, silver, platinum, gas, natural, please pay attention to the charts. They're getting ready to open. Trade futures because I like to see my digits go up every day. If you would like to know why silver broke out, okay, yes, give me your macro. That's okay. I will show you spot on where it breaks out and how far it goes. I could show you on small time frames, large time frames. This is on the weekly. This goes back to 2010. Support. You have resistance. You have where Bravo took profit. You have where everyone yells. Why would you do that? Well, that's halfway, and then you keep it for the rest of the run. Don't always trade SLV. Always keep SILVER. Then if you want to play the rich game, take out loans against it and never sell it, just like real estate. All right, so taking a look at this blue box, okay? Here, watch. Let me carry it up here. Do you see? That's equal. It's like a cup and handle. That actually happened back there, and it ran. That was the cup. I know it's small because it's currently being on the weekly, and you need to be able to see this. Now let me clear my chart completely naked out here in the darkness of a chart, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab what is called a fib retracement. It is at the top. I'm going to measure it from the top to the bottom. That's it. And I'm going to show you that it's going to smack dab exactly, holy moly, wait for it, let's get it, right about there. Was it pretty close? See that? Right at the top. You will often hear me or other traders talk about the 618. Well, that is exactly where it hit, from bottom to top. Now, where, Bravo, will it retrace? It's the two lines right there. I actually found this was support and resistance. Like right here. This is the honeypot right in there. And if I zoom in, a lot of stuff going on right there, right? That's why it's called a fib retracement, is because it will probably retrace to that zone in there. But before it does that, it's going to go here. It's here. I'll just put that right there. So while China manipulates, you know where the sale is. I am so excited to wait for this to open. See how it's these gray dots right here? Yeah. This is actually my futures course. And if you would like, I would love to run a sale on it for $199. That way you can trade gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, metals, grains, financials, indices, energies, right? When everyone's like, wait, you're trading? I thought the market's closed. It should be interesting in the next few hours when this opens. Also, if you are super new to this stuff, take my course on, it's the AI. I even throw in 2 courses on you. The bear market, which we might be heading there on the SPX. That's the S&P 500. You could trace this back. You can go all the way back to the vid lows. Measure it to the very top where we hit a trend line up there. That would also be called resistance. Does not make it, takes another swing at it, gets rejected, and now we're actually in what's called a triangle. It's exactly like that. You got your support, you got your resistance, you got your triangle, and then you're going to have your break. When is it going to break, though? You have, I'd give it less than 30 days. You will know if we are going to go into one of the largest bear markets of your life or the most crazy blow off top. And the first stop after that, well, you cross the white line, you'll probably come down to that 65, about 6,500. And then if it cannot hold that, a lot lower. And it just might coincide with all the bad stuff that's happening in everyone's life, that everyone's saying, no, well, government officials, everything's great. U.S. on verge of unemployment surge. And I could show you the charts where it's like, it is a cup, okay? You are breaking that said cup. It's just going to keep going higher. Verge of unemployment surge that forces Fed to slash rates. Wall Street veterans say it's not the Fed. Well, yes, they'll slash rates. That's fine. They're just going to basically follow the bond market because everyone runs for safety on one end and yada yada. And trust me when I say this, government officials do not have your back. Republican, Democrat, Independent, especially not Democrat. Oh my gosh, that's like, are you feeling okay? Maybe the Democrat, I don't know, way back in the day had like Kennedy, which he would probably be like a full-blown Republican now. It's a little different nowadays. This is crazy. This is your working people. This is, can I not have to pay taxes? How about no tax on tip? All Democrat-run states blocking no tax on tip on overtime. And I could ask you, New York in there? I bet you it is. It's up there. New Jersey. This is federal. How are you guys? Why are they even doing this? Is it just to show people that you really don't like the working class? The working class, I'm saying, like you guys that take paychecks. It's called. What's the word for that? You get a paycheck. It's called income. See, the rich don't have income. When the rich, also known as the elites, also known as the politicians, whether Democrat or Republican, we'll just go with the Democrat, tax the rich. They don't have income. You can't, go ahead, tax them. They're not showing income. They use the debt system, paid in dividends. They get paid in debt. Debt is not taxed. And it is a slave master system. Employee, employer. Politician, the people, or the plebs and the normies. Right now in a debt-based system, and you're not collecting assets, I'm going to beat this in your head, you're going to have to get 1 job and 2 jobs. And remember back in the day where the wife didn't have to work. Now she has to work. It's just, and then the death of the dollar. It's just not that. You just can't buy the things that you used to because it goes away. The banks and the Fed and the Treasury are not going to go away, and they're going to keep the system going. And I've said to you, a solution, one, is move. But that's just the beginning of a solution. At the end, or towards the middle, you need to be making changes now. Did you buy an asset this year? Did you trade in equity this year? Are you looking at property that can pay you cash flow? And then after the people pay down your asset, right? That's what you have them do. They will own nothing and be happy. You're then going to take out a debt loan on that, buy 7 more, rinse and repeat, get paid in debt. The market goes up and down, but long term up. You guys are you're looking to the Midwest to find affordability. I say that's okay if that's just the beginning, but you can't just be running to the Midwest to get more jobs and be stuck in the whole employment thing. Okay, so now talking about employment, employees, employers, moving, I want you to listen to this clip.
Hey, Grandma, how long have you worked at Arby's for?
22 years.
And how much do you get paid right now?
$13 an hour.
How much were you hired in at?
$10.25, I think.
So you've been there for 20 years, and all you got was like a $3 raise.
Yeah, over 22 years.
22 years! $13 an hour.
Yep.
Grandma,
What?
you're worth more than that.
So now we need to talk. Did you see the grandma at the end? Now I have lots of grandkids and lots of kids, so I get it. But it was almost like, was it shame? Was it embarrassment? When the grandkid says, "Grandma, you're worth more than that," yes. But I also believe you get what you deserve. If you are not taking steps to improve your life, to understand how this system works, well, that's what you deserve. If you want to go to college, get a degree, and go work for someone building someone else's dream, that's what you deserve. If you want to take a course on learning how to click buttons on a screen, making your digits go up, and buying assets, that's what you deserve. If you pick someone that is verbally abusive, and you're like, wow, this guy's verbally abusive, I think I'm going to pick this. Is this what you... I mean, it's not really what you just... Nah, okay, maybe it is. I mean, I don't want to see that for you. I would like to see you have the best life that God has gifted you with. So please, if you live in the United States of America, take advantage of what you're given. If you have a dude on the other side of the screen who's like, hey, do you want to know how to do it? And then you on the other side of the screen, I mean, you'll come up with excuses like, well, money is the root of all evil. Then you forget to mention that there is 2,300 verses in the Bible. Yeah, you take the Torah, whatever, on money. Jesus, I'd say it's about 15% of his teaching was on money. Also, your heart being around it. What I have found in my life, if you're an a-hole, okay, more money will make you more of an a-hole. If you're a really nice guy, more money will bless all. If you happen to be a nice guy, I would highly recommend you learn how to make more money. And with that, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.